Hello again, it's Jimmy here at O'Reilly's. I have here a Honda Civic that I need to look at. I've also got a Ford Transit Custom over there. I've got one of my other lads working on that at the minute. But this Honda Civic has been to Honda and a couple of other garages numerous times, and the DPF light comes back on within sort of 3 weeks of leaving the garage. Now Honda have quoted him £4,500 to replace the DPF, but he doesn't feel comfortable giving that amount of money, not only because it's expensive, but he's not 100% confident that it's going to fix the issue, because Honda seem to be guessing and admitting that they're guessing on stuff. So let's get in and have a look. Okay, so this is the issue you get on this, is the smoke symbol, or DPF symbol, whatever you'd like to call it, comes up there. There is no engine management light on. So people have been asking me to use this on a few different cars. This is the ThinkScan 689 BT scan tool. We're going to use it on this car here. Okay, we're going to search for the vehicle. I'll put the link where you can buy this in the video description. I've been asked to use it on a few different cars just to see what the usability of it is. And I'll try and address some of the questions that I got on this during the video regarding search bar and a few other bits and pieces. Okay, so we're going to do health report. You can see you've got common functions as well. Now, a very common thing with these Hondas are that the engine system, it doesn't show any engine codes, even though we've got an error on there, which is it's very silly. It's a very silly thing with these Hondas. It doesn't really give you much information why it's in limp mode or why the DPF light's on. You get a lot of these cars that come to me that the power is reduced. Customers are struggling to get 40 miles an hour out of it, but there's no engine light on, or there's no fault code logged in the engine system. Okay, we've got some codes up here. Lost communication, gauge control communication, body control, mid system, auxiliary water pump of the car. Right, this car has driven at least 2 hours to me. The gauge doesn't look like it's sitting directly in the centre to me. I'm not sure where they usually sit on these, but that looks like it's running a bit too cold. We've got these two here that would concern me: humidity sensor, and in the air conditioning system we have problem with the auxiliary electric water pump again. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. So this would stop the DPF from regenerating. I've showed before on these cars, if the AC doesn't work or if it doesn't get cold, then your regeneration process will not activate. You can see here from Honda that they've done 2 consecutive regens, and they said the second one had gone through. May require a new DPF. That was it. Then there was a quote at just over £4,000 for the replacement of the DPF. Okay, so we've had that AC running, it's not getting cold. We're going to go in and read the condition of the DPF itself.
What's Jimmy on there?
Differential.
What's the air conditioning got to do with the?
Well, it shouldn't have anything to do with it, but on these Hondas it does for some reason.
Oh.
So the whole reason it needs the AC to work is on these Hondas the engine runs too freely basically, and it needs some sort of resistance in the engine to generate that. Some cars will have the heated screen come on, or the AC pump will engage, just so there's more resistance on the engine so it can inject more fuel in. Basically that is the reason behind why they do it.
Is that because there's not enough load on the engine?
Yeah.
They run ever so low on revs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we have 52 pressure, which is quite blocked. So my question is when Honda regened it, if the pressure had come down to where it should be, why would it need a new DPF if the fault comes back? The fault that I can see that's happening is not that it's got a damaged DPF so far. It may have, but I haven't really confirmed that yet. But most of the time what you find with these is they haven't got a damaged DPF, they've just got a problem with the software not allowing it to regen when it should. And if the AC isn't working, which we can see here it's not working, because we've got a fault on it. I'm going to confirm that by physically looking at the AC clutch in a minute, and we'll check the condition of the tailpipe as well. So the exhaust pipe is clean, there's no soot on it. I'm not sure if you can see that, but the AC pump, it isn't engaging, so it's not spinning. Now the reason for that is going to be because it's detecting a fault with the system. Auxiliary water pump, I've got no idea where it is, but if it's an auxiliary one, it sounds to me like it's an electric water pump, which will be separate from the one that's on the belt, and I'd suspect it'd be over this side, somewhere around the thermostat, but I'd have to do a bit of research to see where that is. Okay, so I've got a gauge on the AC pump, and it is filled with gas. You can see there, it's momentarily trying to engage the pump, and then it just immediately switches back off. So I'm just testing the relay from the AC. You can see there that's working. Okay, so we know that the fuses and relays are working because they've been tested. So we just need to figure out where this auxiliary water pump is, and it looks like that's going to need replacing. You can hear momentarily it tries to engage when you switch the AC on. Within a second it just disengages again. So we know the system is working, it's trying to engage, but it's not staying on. So I've had the engine running. He's driven down a couple of hours, and obviously I've had the engine here running.
It has been 2 hours because I left at 7 o'clock.
Maximum water temperature is 72 degrees, so it's a bit lower than it should be as well. So I'll show you something on these. Right, we've got the AC on, and if we go in to try and do a manual regeneration, usually these will give you a lot of information here telling you what's needed to do the regen, what conditions the car needs to be at. You can see I had the heater off, and we managed to get it up to 76 degrees. So I need to switch the air conditioning on. When that's on, the DPF regeneration will automatically start. We can see we've got it on. Yeah. Turn it on.
Yeah.
But the regeneration isn't happening. So if that is working, once we switch that on, you'd see automatically the car would rev up, your regeneration process will start, and then there you go. But what's going to happen in a minute, you'll see some sort of failure message come up. I did hear the pump just momentarily come on there, so it might try and do the regen. No. DPF system check is required. So it's failed to do it. Okay, we're in a bit of a stuck situation where we need to get this auxiliary water pump replaced. I can't get the part here today. I need to locate where it is, but we've tried to ring around for the part and no one's got it in stock. Nothing surprising with a Honda car. You can never really get parts off the shelf for these. So you got two options to do in this sort of situation. So your two options would be to just go back, see if you can find someone local to where you're living. The problem is this guy's come down for a diagnosis of why this is happening. I've diagnosed obviously that we've got this auxiliary pump that's not working. It could be a wiring issue at the pump, but until we can strip the car down, there's no point in me stripping the car down to get to there. The way I would do it is if I've got a pump here, we'd strip the car down. If we find a wiring issue, then we wouldn't fit the part, but there's no point stripping it down until you do that. Other than that, you can clean the DPF here, then go back to his local garage, have them fit the auxiliary water pump, and then the issue should be resolved. Okay, so I think for the moment I'm going to leave it at that with this Honda Civic. I'm either going to arrange another date for him to come back to me. I'll have to do some digging on where that auxiliary water pump is located. Otherwise he can go home. Sorry, I've got a blocked nose. Otherwise he can go home and have that replaced and then come back for the DPF clean. He may possibly want to do that here now and then have the water pump done when he goes home. We'll have that conversation with the customer, but at least we've diagnosed why the issue is happening. And I can definitely 100% say that if he paid 4,200 or whatever it was for the DPF, the problem would come back within a week or two. Yeah, so just to be clear, if he did pay the $4,000 from Honda, the problem will come back. When he needs to fix that issue that's stopping the car from regenerating, which is the coolant temperature is not reaching where it should be, and the AC pump isn't engaging, because it's all related to that auxiliary water pump. So see you on the next video.